I'm always be afraid when I see you shaking your hand with each other. You remember me, my teachers in the secondary school.
Say it again.
When I'm seeing you scratching or shaking your hand with each other, it makes me scary, just like my teacher in the secondary school.
Well, the only difference is that I'm not your teacher right now, so I think
But not in secondary school, post-graduated school now.
How's your day going on so far?
Well, it was very good, alhamdulillah. It's another routinely working day.
What's up
full
with
with
your
emails.
routine? Just break this kind of routine. Just change the scenery. Do something different.
There is something different, but in general, is the routine of working day. I have to follow up the employees. I see your child, so cute.
Yeah.
Following up my emails, reply the clients. But it was some chatting with the friends today, and discuss something related with the elections of the syndicate of the pharmacists that will happen,
that one,
I think,
I heard you talk a little bit about it before. What
yeah.
are the updates? What are the updates of that one?
The updates. The door is closed for the candidates. There will be.
What do you mean the door is closed? Do you mean like
It was a time limit time for submit your sheet of candidation for this election on the position of the chairman or on the position of the member of the board. So now there are 5 candidates on the position of the chairman.
Are you one of them?
50. No.
Okay.
No, and 53 candidates for the position of the members of the board.
Okay. Well, it would be lovely if you're one of them, actually, one of the candidates here.
Thank you. By the way, Waleed, I'm working in the pharmacist syndicate for 12 years ago. As a general secretary of the edition of the Pharmacist magazine, and as the head of the stickers unit in the syndicate. But I like always to play my role in the backstage.
Okay.
Not in front of the lights.
So you are the deep government.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
It's a big word.
It is. Are there any preparations regarding IELTS that's looming in the horizon?
I was very happy by the announcement that you have shared with me regarding, I think, 24 or 23 August. It will be a very good date and very good place if it will be confirmed in the Palestine hotel. But I want you to give me the update from your side. I want to give me more details about that, please, Waleed.
I don't think you will be ready by then, to be honest. Still not seeing a lot of I want to be a little bit diplomatic here, efforts and the writing section, and specifically the graph, which is 15 sentences. You know, writing 15 sentences for a pharmacist is just nothing, you know. And I want to just tell you that things with UK are getting so much better. I was talking with a British guy who's my friend 2 days ago in Baghdad. I met him because there was a painting audition in Baghdad, and I happened to bump into him, and we were chatting about the the possibility of getting a UK British visa, because I want to get a, I'm planning to go there. I registered prior to COVID outbreak for training for 14 days for well, not a degree, a certificate there. It's called Celta.
Okay.
And Celta is just...
Waleed, if you would like to make me visible for you and then cover my image, I don't mind.
Sure. Just try to wear a scarf when you open up the image.
Okay.
Listen,
Okay,
Celta.
I will start video with you.
Okay, great.
I will lead.
You look awesome. I think that's...
Thank you.
That
Thank
sounds
you very much.
better. I just thought for a second that you are in your underwear, so you're kind of like hesitant.
No. I'm aware. No.
Just teasing. See, Celta, it's been one
What's
of
the meaning of Celta?
I'll come to that part. Celta is...
Oh, yeah?
is one of the things on my checklist. It's equivalent to a master degree in teaching English to speakers of other languages. And the difference between Celta and master degree is that Celta is shorter, it's tense, it's full of information. And, you know, as a pharmacist, as an English teacher, you always need this sort of professional development and change of scenery and just see the updates in the field, you know? So when you're stuck
Celta is a program. It is a program.
It's a certificate that is given to you. It's a certificate that is given to you, and it doesn't have an expired date, first of all. So it's almost equivalent to a master degree, but it's shorter. Like the duration of the training ranges between 8 weeks to probably less than 6 months, depending on the intensity of the program and the kind of details of the materials.
And you have registered on that Celta now?
There is a house in UK. A house is like Oxford. They call it a house, training house, and they offer this kind of training. So prior to COVID-19, I got an offer for £2,000, which was within my budget limits at that time. I was saving to get that degree. The majority of the things that
online. It is online.
No. In UK.
Personally.
In London, in UK.
Personally,
yeah, physically.
Yeah.
So prior to that, it covers everything. Like the £2,000 covers everything, including your residence, including I think a meal you get in the morning, plus the training for 14 days.
So you are telling me that £2,000 for 8 weeks, including
no, not 8 weeks, 14 days. It is 14 days. Yeah.
But it will include the visa, residence?
Not visa.
At least one meal?
No, not visa. It includes
See.
only the training on campus and the residence on campus. Other than that, everything else should be taken care of by you. So I tried to register. I had a contact with them. I ran an interview with the person in charge, and everything went well. And then the outbreak of COVID just blocked everything and just suspended pretty much 100% of that kind of thing. So I was talking, fast forward to 2 days ago, 3 days ago, I can't recall. I think I'm getting some amnesia or some sort of a mental issue here.
No, I don't think so.
I was talking to Ashley. Ashley is a male's name in UK. So I was talking to him, and
actually it is the name of a girl. It is strange that is for men.
It's well, it's a dual name for a male and female in London, in UK specifically. In America, it's for females most of the time. So I was talking to him, and he said, well, the British Embassy is opening new opportunity to apply for visas, but they're very restricted at this time. But the chances of getting visas is getting easier. There's been some talk in the Prime Minister's office today, because he was visited by, I think, the Foreign Minister of UK. So there's been a few things opening up, and just since UK has been out of the European Union, so there've been this kind of like outreaching for projects and investments in Middle East, and Iraq is specifically one of them. So I was thinking that
what is the relationship? What is the link between the program Celta, I think, and Ielts?
I was connecting the idea that I had this kind of conversation with this gentleman in Baghdad a few days ago, and there's been chances that are getting easier to get in UK easier. The reason I'm talking about this particularly is because there is a new program. There's a new design of IELTS that you can completely take on a laptop online at the test center. The same cost. It's a new test. It's pretty much everything that you take in on paper. You just put it on a computer. So they
isn't it the CDT computer delivery test?
Yes, it is. So they administered, and so when you register for the test, they invite you to the place where you take the test, and they have you sit in front of a computer, and you just take the test. And for the interview, you can do it. You can do it online. They have you do it either before the other tests or post the other test, depending. And they offer that. So there's like few months ago, that was almost impossible. Like there were not kind of tests for IELTS everywhere. And one of my trainees, he's a dentist, had to travel to Dubai to take the test. And when he went to Dubai, he was the only one in the center who's taking the test. So can you imagine? So it was kind of like hard a few months ago. Now I think it's been opening up. There's more chances to get the test in multiple situations.
Look, Waleed,
occasions.
at the last time that I have took the IELTS, I think at the last of 2019, after I finished the test and going outside the hall of the test, the staff stopped me and asked me to fill some information on a sheet of survey. The question was, would you prefer the next time of IELTS test to be on computer or on paper? I still remember that. I put my reply or my answer to be on computer, because they told me that the result of test will appear 3 days later, not 14 days.
Well,
nowadays it will real.
I think you have made a great contribution to them to encourage them to administer the tests online finally, just like TOEFL. It's been a while, I think, but the good thing about British and American specifically is that they plan a lot before they run the administered program. And I've noticed that since, well, almost 2.5 years ago, when they started building the English training program at the American University in Baghdad. They spent months and months, over months, planning on what to teach, how to teach it, what kind of potential issues that they have with it, with teaching. If they come across any sort of hurdles during the training of the students. So they've spent hundreds of hours, and I'm not exaggerating, hundreds of hours planning, putting and piecing things together when it comes to administering the training of the English program. And at the American University. And finally, one of my friends registered for that kind of training, and he's been there, and I've been seeing so much good progress, steady progress over the past few weeks that he started. And they wouldn't allow any non-native speakers to teach, not because the non-native speakers are not professional, according to what they told me. I was there at the American University 10 days ago. But just because they want to preserve the image of having foreign staff teaching English in Baghdad, point, period. So that is the pure reason why they are not allowing to professors to be teachers of English at that institute. However, I have some reservations here and there. Now, going back to our point, I think it's worthy to give the lion's share of our discussion tonight to the writing. It's been so much concerning to me, and I think that is purely because of simple point. I'm just going to add it here to Google Drive.
What do you think? Waleed, if we made checklist, just like a checklist between us, and you give me multitask regarding the writing, just to force on me to or to stimulate me to do more and more.
I love stimulate.
For preparing myself. Thank you. To prepare myself for the next test.
Okay.
Not to stimulate that in your mind, I know.
Well, I have a very dirty mind, sir. So.
Oh no. No. Okay. Don't say like that. Don't say like that. I'm just kidding with you.
Pulling out a document here. This is one of the documents, one of the questions that might come up. My concern, Osama, is not like, I'm not questioning your ability to write in IELTS, because the essays in IELTS are very silly. They're like not that quite challenging. My concern is with time management, because you only have 20 minutes for the first task and 40 minutes for the second task. 40 minutes is really a lot of time, especially if you're doing that on a computer. If you're doing that with your pen, that's a little bit challenging. Why? If you type faster than you write, you have good opportunity to go over what you wrote and revise it, edit it before you produce the final cut kind of product. When you write, it's really hard because, you know, your mind is very fast processor. Your hand is slower than your mind. So there might be some slips here and there. That's the point.
Well, one more thing beside the speed of writing, the type of handwriting maybe sometimes is a problem for the examiner, especially for those in my field, the medical field.
I don't think so, because within the standards or the rubrics اللي موجودة, يعني I haven't seen any comment in the standards or criteria they measure you on when it comes to writing. They never mention anything that has to do with handwriting. And I'm pretty sure that there are experts in that field, and they know that some people have horrible handwriting, but very good potential language skills. So for sake of fairness, they wouldn't probably consider that kind of a condition that in order to be an effective writer, you have to be an effective writer. That's I don't think, I highly doubt that that's the case there. However, going back here, my concern is not with your skills. My concern is with time management. We have to train. We have to give you some training within time management timeline. Other than that, some people might outperform you. Some people might be able to perform better when it comes to performance under, under pressure. So there's this
So
sort
you
of,
are saying, Walid, as I understood, that I have no weak points in building the essay, but I have to know how to manage the time. Is that your say?
not exactly. Everybody
Okay.
has weak points in their writings, including me.
That's what
And
I
that's
want
not
to
something
hear from you, Walid. What are the weak points for me in the essay, in the writing?
I cannot specifically say there is 1, 2, and 3. There are many in your writing, in
Okay.
my writing, and in everybody's writing. However, for the IELTS, I think it's been clear that one of the key features of your writing is that there is some transfer of sentences from Arabic mind to English mind when it comes to phrasing structures in English, and that's a problematic for writing. Second thing is punctuation and
You mean literally translation?
literal translation. Yes,
Hmm.
to be
Yeah.
exact. Use
Yeah.
of prepositions, punctuation, long sentences, the misuse of certain expressions. Just because we think in Arabic that is correct, that means that doesn't justify that it's meaningful in English. We just need to, like, for example, we're trying to say in the beginning that when the government accomplishes or fulfills their promise, they will راح يضربون عصفورين بحجر. فانت شلون
Mhm.
راح تقول راح يضربون عصفورين بحجر؟
According to your advices, I cannot translate it from Arabic and say that they will hit or
Just give me
kick
the meaning. Like شلون
I think it will not be kick two birds with one stone.
Well, it can be. It can be. It is used that way. So within that territory, there's certain expressions, idiomatic expressions, that are very common in Arabic, and they are common in our Arabic mind. So when we want to deliver that meaning into English language, we might be biased, منحازين, to use these kind of expressions, thinking that they are common in English, but they're not. They have different kind of way of saying that.
Mhm.
As an example, like to hit two birds with one stone, or to kill two birds with one stone, or to add fire, to add gasoline to fire, to exaggerate, well,
Yeah.
to to worsen things.
Yeah.
في يعني مثلا من نقول انه لازم نناقش الموضوع او المسائل بمسمياتها. احنا بدنا نكتب مقاله اكاديميه، فلازم نستخدم هذه المصطلحات. هي المشكله انه هذه المصطلحات يعني لازم نستخدمها حتى ندل على انه كتابتنا قويه، لان عندنا vocabulary. فلانه عندنا
Yeah. Sometimes there is something translated or transferred from Arabic exactly as what you have said to me before.
to some extent, yeah.
Eye by eye and tooth by tooth, something like that. But on the other hand, there is something we cannot translate it. Like if they will make the thing is worsen, we cannot say that they will pour the water on the mud.
Yeah, that would be meaningless. That doesn't make sense. يعني هسه احنا مثلا بالعراقي نقول يخوط بصف الاستكان.
Yeah.
بالانجليزي اكو مصطلح كلش فورمال يقولون to beat around the bush. يعني
Be what?
يضرب to beat around the bush. ده يضرب
Yeah.
يعني داير ما يدور الحشيش، مدى يعني مدى يضرب المكان المحدد.
Not hitting the target directly.
ماكو hit. Well, hit the target, it comes for marketing and sales. That's the context where hit the target. I think you're very specialist in this. Marketing and sales hit or reach targets or exceed targets, and they have very kind of technical expressions, including hit the target. So this is probably not going to be common when it comes to talking specifically about writing something that is a little bit acceptable in terms of academic setting, academic style. The boy you just saw stole the bottle of water. I'll just need to grab water and get back. 1 second.
Maybe this is the last one.
Sorry, they're like monkeys walking around. Okay, so going back here just to احنا هنا حتى نستثمر الوقت. شلون نقول هسه هذا مثلا هسه احنا بالعربي نقول نستثمر الوقت. تعال قل لي شلون تقولها بالانجليزي بطريقه فورمال بحيث انه انت مثلا تريد تكتبها بالمقاله. فهاي النقطه انه احنا اذا نيجي نترجم خلي نستثمر الوقت. تعال ترجم لي اياها يا سيد اسامه.
We cannot say that we have to.
بس اريد اوصل المعنى. I'm sorry يعني يعني هو مختبر بس اللي دا اريد اقصده انه هيك مصطلحات لانه انت اكتف هي ببالك فبتيجي تعبر عن موضوع معين راح تستخدم نفس السيت اوف فوكابولري اللي بالك اللي هي اكتف وهذا واحد من عندهم. فمن يوصل السنه شلون راح تعبر عنه بالانجليزي؟ خلينا نستثمر الوقت.
Exactly what the English people say, I don't know. But if the first thing that coming in my mind, I'm not sure to say that we have to invest the time 100% or very totally. I don't think so.
You don't think so? What specifically?
I don't think so. This is the best sentence to express the concept that you have talked about.
Well, have you heard of the expression or the verb seize? Seize, S-E-I-Z-E.
Yes, it is stop. It means stop. Didn't they say ceasefire for stopping fire?
No, that's to stop. The one that I'm talking about is with S, S-E-I-Z-E.
S-E-I-Z-E. Seize? No, I don't think so.
So that means to grab the time, to just seize the time. So we need to seize the time, to grab the time by its horns. So we just need to
grab. Isn't it used for bring the attention or get the attention of some people? When I say if I'm talking with a crowd of people, I say give me your attention. But if someone want to tell me that I took or got their attention, he will say you grabbed their attention. That right?
That is correct. So one of the things that we've been stuck at so far is the issue of the graph, which is writing task 1. And for writing task 1, this piece of writing specifically doesn't follow the norms of the general writing, because you do not need to end the essay with conclusions when it comes to writing the details of the graph. You just need to report and observe. Like what I am observing, I'm observing a middle-aged person wearing a white shirt with green drapes in his back and 3 lights above him, and he has a Rembrandt style of light on his face. Half of his face is dark, half of his face is lit, and he is a smile with a goatee.
I liked when you use Rembrandt. I like that.
So that's the kind of observation. So when it comes to do the writing or to perform the writing of that task, you just need to be more observational. So you just observe and report. And since you mentioned quite nicely the issue of hitting the target, sometimes because you are in the field of marketing and pharmaceutical agencies, you have seen so many numbers and you're really good with numbers. So this was Yeah. So this was brought in last January's IELTS test. And the question, I'm not sure if you see it or not.
Yes, I see it.
It says the graph below shows the enrollment of overseas students and local students. So we have enrollment of two kind of people, international students and local students in Australia.
Yeah.
In Australia, over a 10-year period. ليش ما قال بالمناسبة، بس هاي النقطة يعني فضول من عندي أحكيها، ليش ما قال a 10 years period؟
This is my question.
Okay.
I think less than 10, we have to put the S. Over 10, we don't have. That's right.
بعض الأحيان بعض الأسماء في اللغة الإنجليزية by form is a noun, but by function is an adjective. بالشكل هي اسم، بس بالوظيفة هي صفة. هذه 10 year ده توصف البيريد. اوكي فما دام هي ده توصف، اذا هي by form as a noun, by function هي adjective. متفقين؟ لان هي
نعم، ولهذا هو خلى 10.
لا
لو كان يريد يقول years 10 years.
لا، هي over a period المعنى مالتها بدون 10 year. هذه الأ تعود على البيريد، ما لها علاقة بال10 year. ال10 year هي اسم by form. الفانكشن مالتها grammatically speaking، وهذا طبعا هو موضوع ما يخصك، يعني هذا من المختصين، بس حتى اوضح لك ليش هذه النقطة صارت. ال10 year by form is a noun, by function is an adjective. والadjectives بالانجليزي ما تنجمع. يعني ما نقدر نقول beautifuls، ما نقدر تقول nices. فهذه grammatically speaking ما تنجمع، لأن هي الصيغة مالتها هي adjective، فالadjectives بالإنجليزي ما تنجمع. فهذه يعني من جمالية اللغة الإنجليزية أنه بها هاي الخاصية، أنه هذا whatever يعني forget about it. المهم, summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons when relevant. Okay, so we have just to summarize. Yeah, you have to keep this in mind. You are not providing a detailed narrative to Mr. Walid. You're just summarizing here. So it's completely different story. The information by selecting. So you can be selective here. You have the right to be selective. You do not have to write every piece of details that you observe here. And then reporting. So reporting has a distinctive style. I will show you later in a handout that I will send to you to go through. And then the main features. So we just focus on the main features and make comparisons where relevant. هسه نبقى على رأس من تشوف هنا اكو هنا هذه المين فيتشر، هنا اكو اختلاف، هنا اكو اختلاف، هنا اشوف الاختلاف شلون صاير، هنا السكيل مالته شلون صاير. هذول اللوكال وذول الاوفرسيز، هنا 100,000، هنا 600,000. هذا الاختلاف. Sorry.
Isn't it Walid from the same type of or same kind of essay of what you have shared with me and asked me to write 150 words about, which was the COVID-19 situation in India?
No, that one is different. I thought of bringing.
By the way, did you check it? Did you check it?
To be honest, not yet. Have you made the updates?
No, I have sent it. I think 2 weeks ago.
Well, since we are talking about it, I will definitely check it between now and tomorrow, since I have the opportunity to do so. However, that one is a little bit different. I thought that Osama
How's
is
that?
very keen about viruses, and it's part of his specialty. So I went on Google and I Googled the number of cases in India, and I brought that and I asked you to write a report about it because it's relevant to your field.
Mhm,
You can feel more confident writing about it, and you have set of
mhm,
vocabulary to express regarding that topic. It has nothing to do, but it's within the same theme. This one
mhm,
particularly is from the last January IELTS official test. And
mhm.
it's the mock test of January 2021 that you've seen here. This is a test that was brought on January
Yeah, yeah, I see it.
2021. Okay. So
Yeah,
going back
yeah, yeah.
here, overseas students and local students. Now, as a pharmacist, as a
Mhm.
professor or a doctor, I want you to tell me, do you see the graph clearly or not?
Yes, I see it.
So we have between 2001 and 2010, again, 2001, 2010. So that's good. So we
Yeah,
are comparing two type of students over the same period of time. That's going to make our life easier.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I see. There is a progress in the level of the overseas students in
mhm.
compare with that of local students between 2000 2010.
In comparison to.
Yeah,
Mhm. Okay. So
and the total, but the total refers to the total number of students.
which one?
Total, the line with red color.
In the overseas or the local students?
That was the blue one. But what is the meaning of total, which is the red one?
Where there is no total here, what we do have here is that the number of overseas students in Australia between
Yeah,
2001 and
why the blue is commencing and the red is total? What is the meaning?
um,
Yes, this
commencing
on a side.
commencing means that they are starting. Okay,
Okay,
so those
okay,
people, those overseas students have started
okay.
between 2001 and 2010, and that is the maximum number that they're putting in the chart. So
Mhm,
those have started between 2001 and 2010, and the
mhm,
total of that number of students, overseas students, between 2001 and 2010 are around 80,000.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, so between 2001 and 2010, I
Mhm.
observed that there is the number of overseas students was more than the number of the local students. But totally, the number of local students um, is more than the overseas.
Now you're answering me with no structure, with no planning,
Mhm,
and this is something I don't like. Um,
mhm,
when we build a house, we have a pile of bricks, and
mhm.
we do not randomly just bring this amount or this pile of bricks and start stacking them up to build a room. That's not going to be
Yeah.
possible. First of all, we need to sketch out a plan on which we build the house. So we need to consult with an
Okay.
architect or a civil engineer, and then building that house map, designing it is going to help us better speak better. So we need to find a
Mhm.
context or a map. So you just started directly comparing
Okay.
here, but what you have to do first is to summarize the information. You have to summarize the
Okay.
information. So first of all, keep it simple, as I say. you need to summarize this chart, and then next summarize this chart, and then you summarize the information, selecting the main features, and do what? Make comparisons. So comparisons is the last thing that you have to do here. Never start comparing the charts just because you can speak English. You just need to have some roadmap according to which we can just play the game of writing here for IELTS task number 1.
So what is the ideal starting in this case, Waleed?
There is no ideal, but we just need to follow exactly what they're telling us. Summarize the information. I come here, I summarize this in a paragraph. Then I summarize this second in a paragraph. Okay.
For example, how can I summarize the information in the overseas students?
Listen, so we summarize the first the information of the first chart. We summarize the information of the second chart, and then we report the main features of both charts. So that's 3 paragraphs. And the last paragraph is make comparisons when relevant. So we can start the number of commencing students, the number of overseas commencing has escalated dramatically between the year 2008 and 2010, while the number of commencing local students who commenced is a little bit different, because in 2001 it witnessed a high spike of number of commencing, and then it dropped between 2003 and 2007, and then it regained its health, and then it continued steadily after that. While the total number has dramatic difference between the overseas, and I'm answering you right now, but of course, eventually I wanna see it in your own words. So here, the commencing overseas is different because they're starting at 20,000. Here they're starting at 40. Very easy. So you just point to here, make the main features 40, 20 for the total between 2001 and 2010. So here, that's a major difference.
Overseas reach 80,000, and that reached 100, I think 600,000.
Okay. Yeah, so that, like here, for example, I'm not gonna comment on 2005 and 2005 here, because they are very similar, almost similar. So they cannot be considerable within that kind of comparison, because the kind of dispersion of data is not that quite wide to the point that it could be featured as a common phenomenon. But here there is difference, of course. The number of overseas commencing between 2009 and 2010 is dramatically different from the local students between 2009 and 2010 who are commencing. يعني هنا ياهو الأكثر بدأ بالدراسة بين 2009 و 2010 بين الأوفرسيز واللوكال. أكيد هم
كانوا الأوفرسيز.
أكيد هم الأوفرسيز. فهنا هذا يعني it deserves some sort of attention here in the last paragraph. الباراجراف الأخيرة ما يحتاج نكتب بها in conclusion. هذه النقطة اللي ردت أذكرها لك، إنه ما نحتاج نقول in conclusion بالفقرة الأخيرة بهاي السامبل، لأن هذه مو independent essay writing. هذه يعني
analysis.
هذه observation إنه أنت يعني تشوف صورة. إحنا دائما we tend to be a little bit judgmental، نكون شوية نصدر أحكام من نراقب. فحتى تكون مراقب موضوعي لهاي الداتا لازم ما تكتب معلومات أنه تخص، يعني أنه أنت تصدر حكم عليه. يعني مثلا تقول هنا
it's not an opinion essay.
بالضبط. يعني أنت مو تقول مثلا I hate to say that in this essay or unfortunately the number of local students have dropped. هذه unfortunately هذه opinion. يعني هذا ما ترهم هنا.
Yeah.
بينما مثلا تقول do you agree or disagree لازم تصيغها بالطريقة اللي يعني تكون هي academically accepted here.
Yeah.
هسه next step عندك 3 tasks. First, I'll give you feedback between now and tomorrow morning regarding the essay that you wrote about India. Second,
Okay.
I'm sending you this task to have a look at.
Okay.
So just looking at the task is going to be sufficient for me to accomplish this task. So number 1,
okay.
Get feedback. I will send you feedback. Number 2, check out the writing link here. And 3, write 150 words. Depending on your response to this test, I will determine which month you should be considering as a potential month for you to take the test. Okay.
This will also give me your feedback about the reading test that I have finished today.
I actually haven't got the opportunity to check it out. So between now and tomorrow morning, you're getting feedback for the pending tasks that you've finished and submitted to me.
Thank you.
So far, so good. Yes, I think that's about it for tonight. I'm very glad that we had this lovely conversation, and hopefully this comes to fruition. يعني شوف هذا مصطلح
if we can sorry Walid, but if we can to hold another meeting this week, maybe 2 or 3 days later.
Today is Tuesday. I can do Saturday.
Saturday is very good.
Okay,
so be very good.
On Saturday, inshallah, we'll have another meeting.
Yes.
Let me see here. This was okay. Saturday, inshallah, and we'll stay in touch. That's it. Well, wish you a lovely evening. Just check out this link.
Thank you. Have a nice night. Thank you very much.
And I'll stay in touch, inshallah.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.